Welcome to our Hong Kong Brief Show. Today, we have some exciting stories lined up for you. First up, American vlogger Paul Mike Ashton, better known as Hug Hug Bear, has become an internet sensation in China with his viral "City or Not City" meme. This quirky trend has even caught the attention of celebrities, making it a cultural phenomenon on the Chinese social media platform Douyin. Ashton now boasts 540,000 followers, thanks to his creative and engaging content. Next, let's dive into the financial world. Hong Kong stocks have edged up for the second day in a row, driven by China's approval of 104 new video games this month. The Hang Seng Index gained 0.2%, while the Hang Seng Tech Index advanced 0.8%. Companies like NetEase and Semiconductor Manufacturing International Corp saw significant gains, highlighting the positive impact of these approvals on the tech sector. Lastly, fashion designer Alexander Wang is making waves with his latest runway show, Legacy 2.0. Embracing cultural shifts and new technology, Wang's show featured AI-generated celebrity lookalikes and collaborations with stars like Ice Spice. Despite the controversies, Wang remains committed to pushing boundaries and evolving his brand. Please stay tuned for more details on these captivating stories. South China Morning Post. An American vlogger named Paul Mike Ashton, also known as Hug Hug Bear or Bao Bao Xiong, has become a sensation on Chinese social media with his "City or Not City" meme. This meme, which humorously questions whether a place or activity is cosmopolitan or not, has been widely imitated by celebrities like Richie Jin Shin-chi and Ada Choi Shu-fan. Ashton's rise to fame began with a video of him and his sister visiting the Great Wall, where he humorously asked if it was "city or not city." The quirky dialogue and synchronized milk tea sipping in the video captivated viewers, leading to over 380,000 likes on Douyin, China's TikTok equivalent. With his unique catchphrase, Ashton has garnered 540,000 followers and continues to create popular videos featuring family outings across China. The meme has permeated various fields, with people using it to describe travel destinations, fashion choices, and even restaurant experiences. Celebrities have also embraced the trend, with Richie Jin engaging fans at a concert and Ada Choi posing the question in a travel vlog. South China Morning Post. Hong Kong stock saw a modest rise for the second consecutive day, driven mainly by the technology sector. This uptick followed China's accelerated approval of 104 new video games from mainland developers, a significant increase from the previous months. The Hang Seng Index climbed by 0.2%, while the Hang Seng Tech Index advanced by 0.8%. Notable performers included NetEase, which surged by 3.5%, and Semiconductor Manufacturing International Corp., which gained 2.1%. However, electric vehicle maker BYD dipped by 0.3% amid ongoing talks on EV tariffs between Chinese and EU officials. Gold miner Zijin Mining also slid by 0.6% due to falling bullion prices. In other developments, Canada announced a public consultation on imposing tariffs on Chinese electric vehicles, potentially impacting BYD. Meanwhile, Shermao Group Holdings is under scrutiny as a Hong Kong court begins a winding-up hearing for the troubled property developer. Two companies made strong trading debuts on the mainland, with Yon's Technology and Adite Technology seeing significant gains. Other major Asian markets were mixed, with Japan's Nikkei 225 and South Korea's Kospi rising, while Australia's S&P Wink with tongue sticking out ASX 200 fell. South China Morning Post. Hong Kong's Health Minister, Lo Chung-mau, announced plans to expedite the approval of medications in mainland China using real-world data from Hong Kong. This initiative will be facilitated by a new research center in collaboration with Shenzhen, part of the Greater Bay Area International Clinical Trial Institute. The center aims to leverage data from Hong Kong to speed up the approval process for drugs, particularly those for serious or rare diseases. This approach could significantly benefit patients by shortening the time required for regulatory approval. The center, expected to be operational by the third quarter of this year, will coordinate clinical trial resources across Hong Kong's public and private healthcare sectors. Low emphasized the importance of using data from drugs already approved for urgent clinical use in the Greater Bay Area, which could streamline the approval process. Professor Ian Wong Chike supported the plan, noting that it could fill data gaps involving the Chinese population and attract international pharmaceutical companies. Wong cited a past success where his team used Hong Kong data to help an American company expedite drug approval on the mainland, underscoring the potential benefits of the new center. South China Morning Post. After nearly 2 decades in the fashion industry, Alexander Wang has proven that his name and brand will always remain relevant. Emerging in 2005, Wang quickly rose to prominence with his grunge-inspired, semi-undone style, which has now made a comeback. Despite occasional missteps, Wang's brand has adapted to new generations, particularly those on TikTok. His recent runway show, Legacy 2.0, celebrated his iconic design codes and featured stars like Ice Spice and Kim Cattrall. Wang's journey from a Parsons School dropout to a fashion mogul includes significant milestones, such as winning the CFDA Vogue Fashion Fund Award in 2008 and launching the Rico bag. The brand's marketing, often controversial, employs AI and celebrity lookalikes to make a statement. Wang's approach to fashion remains playful and innovative, even as he navigates the complexities of today's social media-driven culture and the challenges of cancel culture. Reflecting on his growth, Wang emphasizes the importance of creative risks and staying true to his brand's edgy, fun-loving spirit. South China Morning Post. The first major retrospective of Chinese-American architect I.M. Pei is set to open at M+, Hong Kong's Museum of Contemporary Visual Culture. Titled I.M. Pei, Life is Architecture, the exhibition features over 300 objects, including previously unseen items, and highlights Pei's significant contributions to architecture. Key projects showcased include the modernization of the Louvre in Paris, the Bank of China Tower in Hong Kong, and the Museum of Islamic Art in Doha. The exhibition also includes newly commissioned photographs of Pei's buildings by 7 international photographers and models of his projects by architecture schools at the University of Hong Kong and the Chinese University of Hong Kong. The retrospective aims to celebrate Pei's legacy and offers a comprehensive look at his life's work, emphasizing his impact on modern architecture. The exhibition runs from June 29 until January 5, providing an in-depth exploration of Pei's innovative designs and architectural philosophy. South China Morning Post. Hong Kong has issued a very hot weather warning as temperatures are expected to soar above 35 degrees Celsius, 95 Fahrenheit, in parts of the new territories this week. The Hong Kong Observatory issued the alert at 6:45 a.m., predicting temperatures to reach 34 degrees or higher during the day, with urban areas and some parts of the new territories experiencing even higher temperatures. The subtropical ridge, bringing fine weather to southeastern China, is responsible for the heat wave. Residents are advised to stay hydrated, avoid prolonged exposure to sunlight, apply sunscreen, and wear light clothing. Those experiencing symptoms like nausea, headache, dizziness, or shortness of breath are urged to seek medical attention immediately. The weather is expected to remain persistently hot, with some showers over the weekend and early next week. The observatory recorded temperatures as high as 31 degrees in Yuen Long Park and 30 degrees in multiple locations, including Sai Kung and Happy Valley. Australian Broadcasting Corporation. Australia is experiencing a surge in international tourism, with visitors spending record amounts and staying longer than before the COVID-19 pandemic. Tourism Research Australia reports that nightly spending by overseas travellers has increased in South Australia, Queensland, and Western Australia. Major sources of tourists include New Zealand, China, the United Kingdom, Japan, and the United States. Queensland, in particular, has thrived, with Brisbane and the Sunshine Coast seeing unprecedented overnight spending rates. Whale-watching operator Peter Lynch notes a significant uptick in European tourists, especially during the Northern Hemisphere summer. Tourism Minister Michael Healy highlights Queensland as the top performer in international visitor spending, though acknowledges challenges in fully recovering tourists from China, Hong Kong, and Taiwan. Other Australian regions like New South Wales, Victoria, Tasmania, and the ACT also saw increased visitor spending, albeit not reaching pre-pandemic levels. The Northern Territory, however, experienced a decline in spending. South China Morning Post: Hong Kong's education system is facing criticism for its treatment of ethnic minority students, often referred to as non-Chinese speaking (NCS) students. The Chinese language requirement in the Diploma of Secondary Education (DSE) exam significantly hinders these students' chances of securing government-funded university spots, with only 1 in 10 NCS students succeeding compared to 25% of the majority population. Affluent students often circumvent this barrier by opting for International Baccalaureate (IB) programs, which do not require Chinese proficiency for university admission. This has led to a de facto segregation in schooling, with ethnic minorities often attending less prestigious schools that offer fewer opportunities to learn Chinese in an immersive environment. The quota for non-local undergraduate students is set to double, yet fewer than 150 NCS students gain admission annually via the DSE route. The current system places a disproportionate burden on NCS students, while international students and affluent locals can bypass these requirements, highlighting the need for systemic reforms to ensure equal opportunities for all students in Hong Kong. Foreign policy: the United States and its Western allies have intensified financial measures against Russia and China, potentially undermining the US-dominated international financial system. At a recent G7 summit, unprecedented steps were taken to allocate profits from frozen Russian assets to support Ukraine, while new actions targeted Chinese banks. Experts warn that these moves could erode the legitimacy of the current financial system, pushing countries to diversify away from dollar and euro investments. Financial historian Harold James and former Reserve Bank of India Governor Raghuram Rajan note a growing trend of nations diversifying reserves into assets like gold. Russian President Vladimir Putin has highlighted the strategic mistake of using the dollar as a foreign policy tool, which may lead US allies to reduce their dollar reserves. The G7's actions could also provoke China to further insulate itself from financial retaliation and accelerate efforts to establish a renminbi-based financial system. The risk of escalating financial warfare could lead to a destabilizing impact on the global economy, particularly if tensions with China over issues like Taiwan intensify. South China Morning Post: operators of essential infrastructure in Hong Kong could face hefty fines of up to 5 million Hong Kong dollars, $640,450 for failing to maintain the security of their critical computer systems, according to a new bill proposed by authorities. The Protection of Critical Infrastructure, Computer System bill targets 8 key sectors, including energy, banking, and healthcare, and mandates that operators create and implement a security management plan. Serious security issues must be reported within 2 hours, while less severe incidents should be reported within 24 hours. The proposed legislation, which excludes government-provided essential services like water supply, aims to ensure robust cybersecurity measures are in place. Security Minister Chris Tang emphasized that the bill focuses on large-scale organizations and does not impact personal data or public internet freedoms. Francis Fong Pekeu of the Hong Kong Information Technology Federation welcomed the proposal but stressed the need for clear definitions and criteria. The bill is set for public consultation next month, with hopes to introduce it by year-end. South China Morning Post: Hong Kong badminton star Lee Chuk-yu is setting his sights on Olympic gold at the upcoming Paris Games. The 27-year-old, who will compete solo in the men's singles, has had a challenging year, with his most notable achievement being a runner-up finish at the Yonex Sunrise India Open. Despite this, Lee remains undeterred, focusing on his goal of winning gold. Ranked world number 17, Lee emphasizes the importance of mental preparation over physical, planning to relax and unwind in Hong Kong before heading to France. His family, though supportive, maintains a laid-back attitude towards his Olympic ambitions. Meanwhile, swimmer Cindy Chung Samut, who qualified for the Paris Olympics in the 200 meters backstroke at just 16, also highlights the significance of mental readiness. Having gained valuable experience at the World Aquatics Championships in Doha, Chung is preparing to stay calm under pressure. Both athletes underscore the critical role of mental fortitude in their pursuit of Olympic success. South China Morning Post: Hong Kong is uniquely positioned to lead in the realms of decentralized finance, DeFi, and the metaverse, according to surveys conducted by the Hong Kong Institute for Monetary and Financial Research, Appr. The city's competitive advantages include a strong legal and regulatory framework, a business-friendly environment, robust financial infrastructure, and a pool of highly skilled talent. These attributes make Hong Kong an attractive hub for financial services innovation. Surveys involving 59 entities in the DeFi sector and 55 in the metaverse space reveal a growing interest in virtual assets, with more than half of the financial institutions already integrating these assets into their operations. However, challenges such as talent shortages, governance uncertainties, and cybersecurity risks remain. Despite some global cryptocurrency exchanges exiting Hong Kong due to regulatory constraints, local regulators continue to play an active role in international discussions on financial innovation. The city aims to provide consistent and coordinated regulatory measures, reinforcing its status as a leading international financial center. South China Morning Post: In June, China approved 104 new video games from mainland developers, marking a significant rebound for the video gaming industry after fewer than 100 titles were approved in April and May. Among the approved titles are Tencent's online role-playing game Roco Kingdom, World, and Alibaba's Ruyuan. This resurgence signals an easing regulatory environment and growing momentum for the domestic industry, with first-quarter revenue rising 7.6% year-on-year to 72.6 billion yuan, $10 billion. Tencent's Dungeon and Fighter Mobile, launched on May 21, contributed significantly to this growth, raking in $270 million from Apple's China App Store. In line with its success, Tencent announced the Empower Esports Worldwide Series to expand its esports footprint globally. Additionally, major industry players like Bilibili and MiHoYo formed the Shanghai Yuanchuang Future Private Equity Fund with an initial funding of 512 million yuan, further indicating a recovering market since Beijing resumed licensing games in April 2022. South China Morning Post: Hong Kong's public hospitals may soon cap medical expenses for patients with severe conditions as part of a fee shakeup aimed at focusing more on those in need, according to Health Secretary Lo Chung-mel. The Hospital Authority, managing 43 public hospitals and institutions, is considering partial refunds for non-urgent patients who leave before seeing a doctor during busy holiday periods. Lo emphasized the need to support patients with severe illnesses to prevent them from falling into poverty due to medical expenses. The proposed cap on medical costs would alleviate financial burdens for patients requiring long-term or expensive treatments. Data shows that about 1,300 cancer patients are paying between 170,000 Hong Kong dollars and 400,000 Hong Kong dollars annually for self-financed medications, with some paying even more. Lo also mentioned the need to curb abuse of A&E services, which see long waiting times for non-urgent cases. He suggested that the government's service fee review might include full or partial refunds for holiday A&E services to manage resources better and reduce misuse. South China Morning Post. Gerald Lee, co-founder of Leading Nation, has built a Hong Kong restaurant empire that includes the ambitious dining concept 45, launched in spring 2023. Located above the landmark luxury mall, 45 features 3 restaurants, a rooftop bar, and a private members club. Leading Nation, founded in 2016 by Lee and Kevin Poon, has established itself with ventures like Elephant Grounds, Wajia Mafia, and Sushi Mamoru, and has expanded to cities like Tokyo, Manila, and Chengdu. Despite initial reluctance, Lee now embraces the spotlight as 45's Crystal Room by Anne-Sophie Pic received its first Michelin star. Lee's journey began in nightclubs, organizing DJ parties and music events, which led to his partnership with Poon. Their success in nightlife transitioned into dining, starting with the modern Japanese restaurant Makoto in Beijing, followed by Liberty Private Works and Liberty Exchange in Hong Kong. Lee's ventures reflect his life stages, evolving from nightlife to high-end dining, and he values the strong bonds with his staff, which he believes are crucial for the company's growth. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.
Scrolling through the headlines, another crazy day. 6 degrees of stories, connecting in their way. From the weather to the sports, and everything we see. People making news on TV screens for free. 6-degree world, where the news comes in a whirl. Every story ties together like a ribbon in a twirl. Sit back and watch it all, big and small they call. From city lights to countryside, we're connected after all. A laugh, a cry, a sigh, news is flying high. From city lights to countryside, we're connected after